Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Molly and today we're going to have a fun video. It's the end of October and I am getting ready to start my indoor gardening series. Now the first video we're going to do is about my citrus trees. So let me take you indoors and show you what I'm growing. Now this is my indoor grow room. It's pretty empty right now. We've got a few things started. We've got my chard and my kale started, and over here we have my citrus trees. Now this is a second try with citrus trees. I did really well my first try. I had a lemon tree and a mandarin orange that did beautifully until they got infested by bugs and my brother died. And at that point I gave up on indoor growing, walked out of the grow room and let everything die. And now we are starting over. Now these trees are a lot smaller and a lot newer than the ones that I had before. This one right here with the flowers is a Meyer lemon, an improved Meyer lemon. And this one is a Barris lime. I've never tried growing lime trees before. Now, the Barris lime is a new one. It needs to be repotted. So we're going to move that up into the pot that the Meyer lemon tree is in. And then we're going to move the Meyer lemon into a fun new product provided by Vego. It's the Vego Citrus Rolling Planter. So I'm really excited about that. Let me show you where we're going to put it because we had to do some thinking to figure out where it was going to fit. Now the lights that I use some different grow lights. We've got some Mars Hydro, we've got Home Depot, we've got some Sansei grow lights. But where I think I might put the Meyer lemon in the Vego planter, because it's a larger planter, is behind here. Now I already figured out that it'll fit back there, and we've got lights up here that we can use for it, but we've got to move all of this stuff first. So I'm going to get this moved and opened up and ready. Then we're going to go show you what the planter looks like, put it together, and transplant my citrus tree and see if we can get it, how easy it is to get it back in here. So now that we have room to put the Vego rolling citrus planter back here, let's go see what it looks like and put it together. So I've moved a few things so that I can put this together out here on my deck because I don't want to carry it back up the stairs. But this is the self-watering. That is the thing that I was really excited about. It's a self-watering rolling planter, so it's perfect for my citrus trees. It's going to be able to be moved inside and out for the, according to the weather, and it's self-watering, which is going to be a huge help. So let's start pulling pieces out and see what it looks like. So the first thing we have is the all-important instructions. So Vego sent out an elevated garden bed a few months ago, and I trialed that. That was a little more difficult to put together because I didn't read the instructions carefully. So instructions are important. We're going to see how easy this one is to put together. So it looks like the next thing is the water reservoir. So this looks pretty good. It removes easily, so look, when it comes time to clean it, it looks like it's going to be easy to clean. Let's see what else is in there. So the water reservoir is plastic, but this is metal. So this goes, well, we'll figure out exactly where it goes, but I think it goes under the water reservoir. Let's see what else there is in there. We've got the metal sides. I have it in green because I like all of my garden beds and everything to be in green. I just love this color because I'm a gardener and I love green. So we've got the sides that we're going to be able to bolt together. And then we've got the wheels. The wheels feel like a very, very heavy duty plastic and the rest of it is metal. So these look like they're going to last for a long time. It looks like they are self-locking it's kind of stiff, but I should be able to use my foot to do that. But they have got wheels that seem to have good movement. So I'm really excited about this. Looks like it's going to be another piece of garden equipment that is very useful and very strong. So let's pull everything out and see if we can get this put together. There, we've got that part done. It took me about 10-15 minutes to get this done. Don't judge me if I put the wrong bolts in because I didn't read the instructions carefully. But the bolts fit all the nuts. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue. But we got that part done. Let's put the insert in. I'm sorry about the loud noises in the background. We've got neighbors doing some fall cleanup. But I've got it all put together. I probably used the wrong nuts with the wrong bolts, but we've got to remember to follow the instructions. But I think it should work. Now, the one concern that I have, well, actually, I like this part. This is a water level, well, you can tell what the water level is by this. It's got warning signs on there, but there's no way to fill the water from the exterior. I did a little bit of research. I couldn't find much about it, but it sounds like what happens is as you water the plants, it will refill the self-watering container. Now, I don't know if I like that much. I actually considered finding a 2-inch pipe so that I could create my own exterior fill area, but I decided we're just going to use it the way that Vego has planned it. Now, another thing that you need to be careful of is on this side, right down here on the side of the internal reservoir. Sorry for the zooming in and out. There's an overflow hole. And there's no way to tell where it is from the outside, and there's really no way to tell other than through this that your water is going to overflow. So you're going to have to watch that. Now, I think what I'm going to do is fill this full of soil, plant the tree, and see if I can get it inside. If it's too heavy for me, then I have a son who could come help me. But I'm not going to water it until I get inside, because as we move it over that edge right there, I'm afraid that we'll spill the water out. And it's going to make it really heavy. So let's get the soil in here. Actually, first let's go talk a little bit about the soil and tell you how I made it. Now, I always like making my own soil. And in doing citrus, the first type of soil that I tried was the 5-1-1 mix. That's 5 parts bark, 1 part perlite, and 1 part good compost. And here in Utah, our water is extremely alkaline. And the citrus trees just didn't seem to be able to pull enough nutrients from the soil that way, no matter how often I fertilize them. So I've switched it up. I talked to the owner of the nursery that I work at, and he said that I needed to add an acid planting mix. So I did. I added an azalea camellia mix. I brought my own regular planting mix, which is cocoa coir, compost, and perlite. And then I added some extra bark for drainage in there. So we'll see how well this does. The plants inside seem to like it really well. It actually brought one of my citrus trees back from the edge of death. I also added some worm castings and some espoma garden tone into here. And then I will, when I fertilize my citrus, I'm going to be fertilizing them with a conventional fertilizer, water soluble and also osmocode. And I'll also probably be adding an acid fertilizer every once in a while, just to make sure that we keep the pH at a level where it can access nutrients. So we're going to use the bucket here because I don't want to carry the planter up and down the stairs to my deck. And we're just going to fill it up and see how much soil this planter takes. I took 4 or 5-gallon buckets plus the soil in the citrus tree. Now I put the citrus tree a little bit low so that we can have enough room around the edge to put some bark to mulch it. So let me go get the bark. And there it is, fully mulched, ready to be rolled inside and then watered. Let's see how difficult it is to get it inside. Now it rolls really nicely, even over this rough surface. It's got locks on it so that we can lock it. Let's see if I can get it inside by myself. Maybe I'll have to get my son to help. But it all fits, it all works. This is going to get enough light to be able to be happy over the winter. Now let's go repot this little guy. So I decided to move both citrus trees over here so I can maximize my light usage. Both of these need bright light. They're both getting bright light. Then I can turn these lights off until I need them. And I'll be probably putting peppers or tomatoes over here. Well, I'm excited to see how this goes. I love it so far. My plan for the watering is to water 1 watering can at a time, wait about a half an hour and see how far the gauge goes up. And then just keep doing that until the gauge goes up to the place where I want it. Now, I found that citrus trees do take a little while to drain down to the bottom. On my other citrus trees, I put them on a plant saucer that's filled with gravel. That way when it drains out the bottom, I can siphon the water out, leave a little bit of water at the bottom, and that increases the humidity in that room, which really the plants absolutely love. So we're going to see how that works, see how many cans of water it takes to fill up the reservoir to the place where I want it, and then we'll see how the trees do in it. But I think they should do absolutely fine. And I love that it's going to be so easy to take in and out of the house when the seasons change. Now the last thing I wanted to mention, I don't wait until it gets really, really cold to move citrus trees in. Especially Meyer lemons, they are pretty cold hardy. They can take temperatures down in the 40s. But I don't want to stress them. I want to move them back into the house around the same temperature that it is outside. So when outside is in the low 70s like it is in my house during the day, that's when I move my citrus trees back in. And when you do that, you don't get any leaf loss. If you stress your trees, sometimes they'll drop all their leaves. Now they will grow them back as soon as they acclimatize to the temperature change, but I don't like doing that. So I try to keep the temperatures even when I move them back. That's why they're in the house now, even though it is still warm enough outside for them. Now I would love to hear if you've used the Vego Self Watering Rolling Planter and how it's done for you. And I also, since I'm an affiliate for Vego, I do have a coupon code down below, so you can go down and check that out. And if you would like to try out the planters, I would love to hear how they work for you. And so far, I have been really, really happy with the Vego product. They're very tough, they're beautiful, they're easy to use, and they just work well in my landscape. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.